other people who are living their dreams. You go out and gain knowledge. You increase your network. You go out and you experience things. And you mess up, and you brush yourself off, and you realize that that's okay. It wasn't the end of the world. A lot of times, the thing that we fear the most, has anybody experienced this? Never even happened. Have you guys experienced that? Yeah. Oh my God, but what if they do this? But what if they do that? And what if this happens? Well, all you have to do is change your focus rather than all the bad things. Well, what if the great things happen? What if they do agree with me? What if I ask for that meeting and they want to buy in? What if they do agree that this is a good purpose? What if they do want to be a part of this? That's where you should be focusing. You see, what I find is most people go through life, if this is a timeline, they're going through life like this. They're brought up, and then years are going by, and they're focusing on the past. This is the way that things have always been. This is the way that things will always be. For a lot of you, not in this room, but a lot of people outside this room, they're going through life like this. This is how things have always been. This is all I see is my past. And I got this thing. And because of this thing, I can't do that might be over there. And they're going and years are passing by. And then they pick up, maybe, I don't want to pick up another chair, but another one. Right? When all you have to do is just center yourself from focusing on what's wrong, what's not right, what's not working, to who I wasn't, who I was told that I couldn't be, to stand powerfully in the present moment. And just ground yourself. Because when you're in the present moment, the past doesn't exist. The past is history, the future's a mystery, right now is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Like to stand here so you can look out without the constraints, without the things that have been holding you back over here, and look off into this place called the future. It's been unpainted. It's up to you to write that book. It's up to you to decide, what do I want this to look like? What do they call those people that look off into the future and create it? What do we call them? Visionaries. They actually see the future. They actually can predict the future, what's going to happen. Because they stand in a place of power and they determine that this is what my future is going to look like. And then they actually start creating that future. So what if you could go into the future, looking at the future, creating your future based on future possibilities rather than the constraints of the past? Would that be a cool place to live?
Yes.
And I know that most of us live in that place. But when you catch yourself over there, worrying about all the problems from the past, remember who you are. And who you are is who you say you are. Anything that you say after the words, I am, you will become. This is biblical. I mean, anything that you say after the words, I am, just ask yourself, is this congruent? Is what I'm doing right now congruent with who I say I am? Or who I want to be maybe when I grow up? Like, who am I? If this is really me, would I be doing that thing? It's one of the main reasons I started my outsourcing company. I have found, as I've been traveling the world, doing these seminars, I'm going to London on Monday, and then I'm coming back for CEO Space, and then off to Australia. Usually what I'll do is a couple evening introduction events and two seminars that I'm having, and then I'll do a weekend event and then sell a 5-day seminar program. The first 2 days deal with a lot of the inner stuff, mindset, beliefs, paradigms, and then I really get into business acceleration skills of how do we sell our dream, how do we finance our dream, how do we get others involved so they want to help us to win, and then what we're really good at is getting you to actually map out and start creating accountability systems for yourself. Because a lot of times we get into these events and we get really excited, but then it's kind of like, whoop, where do I go now? You kind of need to start forming these habits. So what I really want you to start looking at is, am I doing the things that I say that I want to do? And all that other stuff, like you can be successful in life or in business, and like, does anybody here have a website? Anybody here, almost everybody, anybody here who has no ideas about websites? Right? You can have someone else do that. And what I found is that the most successful people, there's a story in Think and Grow Rich, they get other people to do this. The great story about Henry Ford. He's on trial one time, and the judge keeps asking him these questions. Mr. Ford, tell me about this. Mr. Ford, tell me about that. He goes, I have no idea. I don't know about that. I can't give you that answer. He knew nothing about how the company worked. But what he did know was how to surround himself with other people that got the job done. For those of you that have gotten places in life, Hasn't that been a major difference for you, having other people help you along the way? That's who you have to start looking at, feel comfortable and love your dream, and start asking yourself, who do I need to get involved? Who do I need? What are my core competencies? If you haven't identified your core competencies yet, it's probably something that's really important that you should do. Start identifying, what do I love to do? What do I don't love to do? What do I no longer even know how to do or even care to do? And I always say, outsource that. See, I'm really big in helping people create a virtual lifestyle. You know, some people, I tell them I'm homeless. They go, oh, I'm so sorry. No, it's my choice. I love it. I have the nimbleness to go and be anywhere I want. There's an event. I hang out in places like this 365 days out of the year. I go to the next group of people where there's entrepreneurs, there's people living their dream, and I get to spend time with them. And then when that event's over, I get to find the next one. I want to help bring this kind of culture to the world. I'm just doing the best that I can with the resources that I have, and each time that I grow, new stuff opens up for me. So begin to think about, what am I currently doing that's not really my core competency, that's taking away my energy, that's really taking me away from following my dream and my mission? And then find someone else to do that. For those of you that have menial tasks, the company that I have, Supreme Outsourcing, what we do is we do anything that can be done online or on the telephone. Programming, design work, phone calls, inbound, outbound, sales calls, accounting, bookkeeping, customer service, data entry, data research, social media, search engine optimization. Are these all things that you guys in your life need to get done? Yes or no?
Yes.
For most of us. But for a lot of us, we're spending more time on Facebook than we are spending time having conversations with people to do the deals to help build our dreams. Have you noticed that? If you find yourself doing that, get other people. Get other people to do the things that aren't your core competency, like the Henry Fords of the world. In that book, Think and Grow Rich, they say Andrew Carnegie, he knew nothing about steel, but all he knew about was building a business and finding the chemists and the strategists and the people, the engineers, all those, and putting them together, and became the world's richest man at that time. But for a lot of us, our dream is not to become the world's richest man. It's to make that difference. We know what our dream is. And in life, you'll find the people that you probably want to spend your most time with are the people that want to lift you up, the people that want to help you live those dreams, versus the people that say, you're not good enough, you'll never have that. For some of us, we live the people that bring down our dreams. That's why anytime I hear someone says they get divorced, I say, congratulations. Because that opens up an entirely new possibility for people. Anytime something happens that's devastating,